three pillars of data management was the first being data foundation, getting your data organized. And today I want to focus on the middle pillar, which is organizing your enterprise, the people, the roles, the operating model to get this thing to be successful. Data moves from the tsunami of raw data to organized information so you can sift out the signals from the noise and then eventually look for patterns to make your decisions. But how do you make sure that whether you have data and analytics as an organization embedded into your lines of business or as an enterprise umbrella, how do you make sure that you're actually leveraging each piece of data generated within your organization or outside to make more informed decisions, to be more effective and efficient? The typical operating model has, a couple of functions, right? So you define what functions are needed. You define what services you need. You define interfaces in terms of who will do what and how they hand off to each other. You see this thick hub, you see a thick spoke, and you see a hybrid balanced approach in the middle. And I'll cover a few examples as to what is applicable, because there's never a perfect answer, but it all depends on the trade-offs you want to make. On the other side, you will see a very, very thick spokes, which means is everything is very federated. The decisions are made in the lines of business or the organizations that are actually having the data to make. I'll give you an example. I've worked a lot in insurance companies, right? But the systems of engagement, especially in many countries where the agents are the way of distribution for these insurance products, those agents are always trying to understand where the customer needs or grab more for the market share. There, the systems of engagement can be more fast moving, whereas the core of the insurance company will be a little more conservative. It'll be a little more slow, like micro-insurance products, which a lot of our clients here in APAC are trying to do. When you embed, let's say, a vehicle insurance in a Grab ride or a Uber ride, how can you kind of get very granular and very quickly and really experiment with your partners and ecosystem determines how you leverage data and analytics, and the organization will change. But needless to say, whatever way you decide, the thing that you need is constant collaboration, and hence the design of pods, right? As you prove the value, you want to start scaling it. You want to get into a data factory and industrialize that. When you think of this data organization or the analytics organization, there's no one size fits all answer. Hey, should I have the chief data officer report to the COO or the CIO or somewhere in between? Should I have a separate chief analytics office function so that I can do some of these things? The way I've looked at it is the answer lies in what you're trying to do from a company strategy.